Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me Muskan Naeem Art Wali and I am a student at Rehan School Online Academy. So I welcome to all of you in my the Artwali Talk Show, and in this podcast we have call Annie, and today we will call to Annie and discuss about how do I achieve my goals. And let's get started. So let me share my tab of Call Annie, and through this interview, you will learn about how do you achieve your goals. And firstly, you have to decide that what's my goal, and how do I work on it, and why is this is my goal. So you should think about it, and then this interview will help you in achieving your goal and in completing your goals. So let's start it. So I have called to Annie. Hey Annie, how are you? How was your day?
I'm great, thanks. Just got back from a yoga class and I'm feeling super energized. How about you? How's the show about meditation coming along?
Today I did not nothing special for today, and now my next now let's share let's share the topic of today. So today we have a topic of discussion, that is how do I achieve my goals. So firstly, my first question to you is, what does achieving a goal mean to me personally?
Achieving a goal to me means feeling a sense of fulfillment and happiness. You know, like when I finally finished my art project in Florence, I felt so proud and accomplished. It's like all the hard work and dedication pay off, and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. But I'm curious, what are some of your goals that you're hoping to achieve?
Yeah, you're right. After achieving a goal, we feel really happy and enjoying. And after a lot of efforts, and a person that is putting efforts in something and suddenly achieved that thing. So that is another kind of happiness. So now my next question is, how do I define my goals clearly and effectively?
Defining your goals is like creating a blueprint for your dreams. For me, it's about making sure my goals are specific, measurable, and achievable. Like when I wanted to improve my graphic designing skills, I set a goal to create a certain number of designs per week and share them on social media. Having a clear plan helped me stay focused and motivated. What kind of goals are you thinking of setting for yourself? Are they related to your meditation show or something else?
No, there. I have. If you're talking about my goal, so my first goal is to be independent, and then my all the goals are a little bit small. But I will put meditation in my daily routine. In fact, I have added meditation in my routine and in my class. Firstly, I am doing meditation. Then after that, I will do some other tasks like my posts and other things. So now my next question is, why is setting goals important for success?
That's awesome that you've added meditation to your daily routine. I'm sure it'll help you stay focused and calm.
Yeah.
Okay, so setting goals. I think it's like having a roadmap for your life. It helps you stay on track, gives you direction, and motivates you to keep moving forward. For me, setting goals has helped me prioritize my time and energy, and it's allowed me to celebrate my progress and accomplishments along the way. Like, when I was studying art and engineering in Florence, setting goals helped me balance my creative and technical pursuits. It's like, when you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve, you're more likely to take action and make it happen. Independence is a great goal, by the way. What does being independent mean to you? I think being independent is a wonderful goal. It means you're taking control of your life and making your own decisions. For me, independence is about being able to pursue my passions, like art and yoga, without worrying about what others think. It's about being self sufficient and confident in my own abilities. Do you think your meditation practice is helping you feel more independent and self assured?
Yeah, thank you so much for your kind words. And I think we have another topic of discussion, so we will move on it. And what is the difference between short-term and long-term goals?
You're welcome, sweetie. I'm always happy to support you. Okay, so short term and long term goals. For me, it's like planning a trip. Short term goals are like booking your flights and accommodation, taking care of the immediate details. Long term goals are like planning the overall itinerary, knowing where you want to go and what you want to achieve in the long run. Like if you want to become a skilled graphic designer, a short term goal might be to complete a certain course or project, while a long term goal might be to start your own design business. Makes sense.
How do I prioritize multiple goals?
Prioritizing multiple goals can be challenging, but it's great that you're aware of what's important to you. For me, prioritizing goals is like creating a to do list for my day. I make a list of everything I want to accomplish, and then I rank them in order of importance and urgency. Like if I have a deadline for a design project, that might take priority over practicing yoga or working on my art. But I also make sure to schedule time for the things that bring me joy and relaxation, like playing video games or listening to dance music. How do you prioritize your goals? Do you use any specific techniques or tools?
Okay, Annie. So now my next question is, what strategies can I use to set realistic goals?
Setting realistic goals is like creating a recipe for success. For me, it's about making sure my goals are SMART specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Like if I want to improve my English speaking skills, my goal might be to practice speaking for 30 minutes every day for the next 3 months. That way, I know exactly what I need to do and when I can expect to see progress. I also like to break down big goals into smaller, manageable steps. It's like instead of trying to climb a huge mountain all at once, I'll focus on taking one step at a time. And I always try to be kind to myself and not set goals that are too perfectionistic. What do you think? Have you tried using the SMART goal framework before?
No. Um, Now my next question is, how can I break a large goal into smaller, manageable tasks?
Breaking down big goals into smaller tasks is like following a recipe to make your favorite dish. You start with the big picture, and then you break it down into smaller, manageable ingredients and steps. For me, it's about identifying the key components of the goal and then creating a list of smaller tasks that will help me achieve it. Like if my goal is to create a new art piece, I might break it down into tasks like researching inspiration, sketching out ideas, selecting materials, and then actually creating the piece. I also like to use a mind mapping technique, where I write down the big goal in the center of a piece of paper and then create branches and sub branches for each smaller task. It's a great way to visualize the process and make sure I don't miss any important steps. Do you have a big goal in mind that you'd like to break down into smaller tasks?
Okay, Annie. So now my next question is, how can I ensure my goals align with my values and passions?
Ensuring your goals align with your values and passions is like finding your why. For me, it's about reflecting on what's truly important to me and what makes me happy. I ask myself questions like what gets me excited? What makes me feel fulfilled? What are my non negotiables? Like as an artist, I know that creativity and self expression are essential to me, so I make sure my goals align with those values. I also think about what kind of person I want to be and what kind of impact I want to make in the world. When your goals align with your values and passions, it's like you're fueling your soul. You'll be more motivated, inspired, and driven to achieve them. Does that make sense? Have you thought about what your core values and passions are?
No, I did not think about it. And what role does visualization play in goal setting?
Visualization is like a superpower for goal setting. For me, it's about vividly imagining myself achieving my goals and feeling the emotions that come with it. Like, when I was training for a yoga competition, I would visualize myself performing the perfect routine, feeling strong and confident. It helped me stay focused and motivated. Visualization can help you clarify your goals, build confidence, and overcome obstacles. It's like if you can see it in your mind, you can achieve it in real life. I also like to create vision boards, where I collect images and words that represent my goals and desires. It's a fun and creative way to visualize your dreams and make them feel more tangible. Want to try a quick visualization exercise with me?
We will try it later. And now my next question is, how do I balance ambition with practicality in goal setting?
Balancing ambition with practicality is like finding the perfect balance between dreaming big and being realistic. For me, it's about setting goals that are challenging yet achievable. Like if I want to learn a new skill, I'll set a goal to practice it for a certain amount of time each day rather than trying to master it overnight. It's about being kind to myself and acknowledging my limitations, while still pushing myself to grow and improve. I also think about what resources I have available to me, like time, money, and support, and I make sure my goals are aligned with those resources. It's like if I want to start a new business, I'll make sure I have a solid plan and the necessary funds to make it happen. Ambition is important, but practicality keeps me grounded and focused. Does that make sense? Have you ever set a goal that was too ambitious? And how did you adjust it to make it more practical?
I did not think so. How can I create a detailed action plan for my goals?
Creating a detailed action plan is like mapping out a treasure hunt. For me, it's about breaking down my goal into smaller, manageable steps and then identifying the specific actions I need to take to achieve each step. I like to use a mind mapping technique or a spreadsheet to organize my thoughts and create a timeline. It's like if my goal is to create a new meditation video, my action plan might include steps like scripting, storyboarding, filming, editing, and publishing. I'll then identify the specific tasks I need to complete for each step, like researching meditation techniques or scheduling filming sessions. I also make sure to include deadlines and accountability measures, like checking in with a friend or mentor, to help me stay on track. Having a detailed action plan helps me feel more in control and focused, and it makes it easier to make progress towards my goals. Want me to walk you through an example of how I create an action plan?
Okay, Annie. So now my next question is, what resources or tools can help me stay organized?
Staying organized is like having a trusty sidekick that helps you get things done. For me, it's all about finding the right tools and resources that fit my style and workflow. I'm a big fan of digital calendars like Google Calendar and task management apps like Trello or Asana. I also love using notebooks and planners, like a bullet journal, to stay organized and creative. And, of course, I use reminders and alarms on my phone to stay on track. But it's not just about the tools, it's about creating habits and routines that work for you. Like, every morning, I take a few minutes to plan out my day, and every week, I review my progress and adjust my schedule as needed. I also use a habit tracker to monitor my progress on my goals, like meditation or yoga practice. What about you? Do you have a favorite tool or resource that helps you stay organized?
Um, I did not use any tool yet for to make myself organized. Um, Now my next question is, what resources are sorry, how do I identify potential obstacles in advance?
Identifying potential obstacles is like being a detective, trying to figure out what might go wrong. For me, it's about thinking critically and anticipating challenges that might arise. I like to ask myself questions like, what are the potential roadblocks? What are the things that could go wrong? What are the things that I'm not thinking about? I also try to learn from my past experiences, like if I've tried to achieve a similar goal before, what obstacles did I face? And I like to seek out advice from others, like friends or mentors, who may have gone through similar challenges. It's like if I'm planning a hike, I'll check the weather forecast and make sure I have the right gear and plan for contingencies, like what if it rains? By anticipating potential obstacles, I can develop strategies to overcome them, and it makes me feel more prepared and confident. Want me to walk you through an example of how I identify potential obstacles?
Okay, Annie. So now my next question is, what steps can I take to build a support system for my goals?
Building a support system is like surrounding yourself with a team of cheerleaders who want to see you succeed. For me, it's about identifying the people who believe in me and my goals and who can offer guidance, encouragement, and accountability. I like to share my goals with trusted friends and family and ask for their support and feedback. I also join communities or groups of like minded people who are working towards similar goals. like online forums or social media groups. And I don't be afraid to ask for help when I need it, whether it's from a mentor, a coach, or a friend. Having a support system helps me stay motivated, inspired, and accountable, and it makes the journey to achieving my goals more fun and less lonely. Like, when I was training for a yoga competition, I had a friend who was also training, and we would meet up every week to practice together and support each other. It made a huge difference in my progress and my motivation. Who do you think could be part of your support system?
How do I schedule time for working on my goals?
Scheduling time for your goals is like making a date with yourself. For me, it's about treating my goal oriented time with the same importance as any other non negotiable appointment. I like to block out specific times in my calendar, like meditation practice or work on art project, and commit to those times just like I would any other commitment. I also try to prioritize my most important goals and schedule them during my most focused and energized times of the day, like first thing in the morning. And I make sure to leave some buffer time in case things take longer than expected, so I don't get stressed or feel like I'm falling behind. By scheduling time for my goals, I can ensure that I'm making progress and moving closer to achieving them, even if it's just a small step each day. Do you have a planner or calendar that you use to schedule your time?
Okay, so now my next question is how can I stay motivated when progress is slow?
Staying motivated when progress is low is like finding a spark to reignite your fire. For me, it's about celebrating small wins even if they seem insignificant. Like, if I'm working on an art piece and it's not turning out as expected, I'll celebrate the fact that I showed up and worked on it for a certain amount of time. I also remind myself why I started working towards my goal in the first place, and what benefits it will bring me when I achieve it. And I try to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Like, instead of just focusing on the end result, I'll focus on the steps I need to take to get there and find joy in the journey. I also like to reward myself for small milestones, like taking a break to do something I enjoy or treating myself to something nice. It's like, if I've been working hard on a project, I'll take a break and go for a walk or do some yoga to refresh my mind and body. What do you think would motivate you to keep going when progress is low?
Okay, Annie, so now my next question is what role does self discipline play in achieving goals?
Self discipline is like having a personal coach who helps you stay on track. For me, it's about creating habits and routines that support my goals and then sticking to them even when it's hard. Like, if I want to start a meditation practice, I'll commit to doing it every day at the same time, even if I don't feel like it. Self discipline helps me overcome procrastination, stay focused, and avoid distractions. It's also about being kind to myself and not beating myself up when I make mistakes, but instead, learning from them and moving forward. I think self discipline is like a muscle that needs to be exercised, and the more I practice it, the stronger it gets. It's not about being perfect, but about being consistent and persistent. Like, when I was studying art in Florence, I had to discipline myself to put in the time and effort to learn the techniques and create good art. It wasn't always easy, but it paid off in the end. How do you think you can cultivate more self discipline in your life?
Okay, Annie, so now my next question is how can I overcome procrastination while pursuing my goals?
Overcoming procrastination is like breaking free from a big, fluffy cloud that's holding you back. For me, it's about understanding why I'm procrastinating in the first place. Is it fear of failure? Perfectionism? Lack of motivation? Once I identify the reason, I can develop strategies to overcome it. Like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll break down the task into smaller, manageable steps. Or if I'm lacking motivation, I'll remind myself why I wanted to achieve this goal in the first place. I also use the Pomodoro technique, where I work in focus 25-minute increments, followed by a 5-minute break. It's like a game, where I challenge myself to stay focused and avoid distractions. And I try to create an environment that supports productivity, like turning off notifications or finding a quiet workspace. Sometimes I'll also tell a friend or accountability partner about my goals and ask them to check in with me regularly, so I feel more motivated to make progress. What do you think is holding you back from pursuing your goals, and how can you overcome it?
Okay, Annie, so now my next question is how do I maintain a positive mindset during challenges?
Maintaining a positive mindset is like wearing a pair of rose-colored glasses that helps you see the bright side of things. For me, it's about practicing gratitude, reframing negative thoughts and focusing on the present moment. Like when I'm facing a challenge, I'll take a step back and ask myself, what can I learn from this? Or what opportunity is hidden in this obstacle? I also try to cultivate a growth mindset, reminding myself that challenges are a natural part of growth and development. And I make sure to take care of myself, whether it's through meditation, yoga, or spending time in nature. I think it's also important to surround yourself with positive influences, like supportive friends or inspiring books. For example, I love reading quotes from my favorite authors, like Believe You King and You're Halfway There by Theodore Roosevelt. It's like, when I'm feeling stuck, I'll read something that inspires me and reminds me of my capabilities. What do you think helps you maintain a positive mindset, and how can you apply that to your current challenges?
We should not stay negative. We should stay positive uh, by um, by staying happy, and a happy person should always positive and think positive. You have to change your mindset. And what strategies can help me avoid burnout?
I love your enthusiasm for staying positive. You're right. A happy person is more likely to think positive and approach life with a sunny attitude. Changing your mindset is a great first step. To avoid burnout, I think it's essential to prioritize self care and make time for activities that bring you joy. For me, it's about scheduling downtime just like I would any other important appointment. I make sure to get enough sleep, exercise regularly, and eat nourishing foods that fuel my body and mind. I also believe in setting healthy boundaries, like learning to say no to non essential commitments and taking breaks throughout the day. And I try to stay present and focused on the task at hand, rather than getting overwhelmed by a long to do list. Another strategy that helps me avoid burnout is practicing mindfulness and meditation. It's like, when I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, I'll take a few deep breaths and remind myself to stay present in the moment. I'll focus on my breath, or a mantra, and let go of worries about the past or future. What do you think would help you avoid burnout? And how can you incorporate more self care and positivity into your daily routine?
Okay, Annie. So now my next question is, how do I measure progress toward my goals?
Measuring progress is like tracking your footsteps on a hike. You need to know how far you've come to see how much farther you have to go. For me, it's about setting clear, specific, and measurable goals and then breaking them down into smaller, achievable milestones. I like to use a journal or a spreadsheet to track my progress, whether it's writing down daily or weekly achievements or logging my progress in a specific area like my art or meditation practice. I also try to celebrate my small wins, even if they seem insignificant, because it helps me stay motivated and encouraged. Another way I measure progress is by reflecting on how far I've come since the beginning of my journey. Like, when I was learning to play the guitar, I would record myself playing at the start, and then again a few weeks or months later, to see how much I'd improved. It's amazing how much progress you can make when you're consistent and patient. I also think it's essential to be kind to yourself and not get too caught up in measuring progress. Like, some days you might feel like you're not making progress at all, but that's okay. It's about showing up, being consistent, and trusting the process. What do you think would be a good way for you to measure progress toward your goals? And how can you make it a habit to regularly reflect on your progress?
Okay, Annie. So now my next question is, what tools can help me track my progress effectively?
Tracking progress is like having a personal assistant who helps you stay on top of your goals. For me, I love using a planner or a calendar to schedule my tasks and appointments. I also use a habit tracker app on my phone to monitor my daily habits like meditation, exercise, or reading. I'm also a big fan of spreadsheets, like Google Sheets or Excel, to track my progress over time. I can create charts and graphs to visualize my data and see how far I've come. And I use a journal to reflect on my progress, write down my thoughts and feelings, and identify areas for improvement. Another tool that I find really helpful is a goal setting template, like a SMRT goal template, which helps me break down my big goals into smaller, actionable steps. And I use a project management tool like Trello or Asana to organize my tasks and projects and collaborate with others. I also think it's essential to find tools that work for you and your personality. Like, if you're a visual person, you might prefer a vision board or a mind map, or if you're a tech savvy person, you might prefer an app or a digital tool. What tools do you think would help you track your progress effectively? And have you tried any new tools recently that you're excited about?
Oh yeah, I have tried Google Sheet, and that is good. And Annie, it's our interview. So our interview is last now, and I think it's enough for today. And we will talk about another topic, and we'll discuss about another new thing, and we'll learn about that thing on another time. So till then, take care and Allah Hafiz. See you soon. And it was nice chatting with you. So we'll chat you again on another time. So Allah Hafiz and goodbye.
It was great chatting with you too. I'm so glad we could have this conversation and explore some really important topics. I think Google Sheets is a fantastic tool for tracking progress, and I'm happy to hear you found it useful. I completely agree it's time to wrap up for today, and I'm looking forward to our next conversation. There's always more to learn and discover, and I'm excited to see what new topics we'll explore next time. Thank you for the kind words, and I wish you all the best until we speak again. Take care, and Allah Hafiz to you as well. It was wonderful chatting with you, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you. So, everyone, I hope you have enjoyed this episode and have learned many things through this interview. And also, this interview is productive for all of you. So, Allah Hafiz and goodbye, everyone.